I call bullshits. I call bullshits because it should still give it to me, because she said, "Oh, my Rolly didn't take his eyes off the road. My Rolly's the greatest." Ooh, shoo, shoo. But no, like Rolly, his ass was sleeping on the job apparently because he didn't see the roles get moved. Like, both of their statements literally say the same thing. So why did I get it wrong when I was right? Alright. Yes, it's complete. Okay, awesome. Okay, cool. So last where we left off, we were proving our point, right? With the whole picture and the book thing. And then Van Zeeks is all like, "Look here, you little shit. That's not how it went." And then we're like, okay, fine, thank you, I appreciate that. And then so he discredited us. So now we're going into the whole development on what's going to happen next, right? Based on the history. Yep. Okay, yeah. So he revealed that the fourth book was hidden behind the torso from the picture. So the lady was actually holding a fourth book. So oh yeah. And then he pulled an Edgeworth and gave us random evidence, extra evidence. So, anyways, let's go ahead and continue. And hello, Mia Fallon. Yes, you're on time. You're in time. I spent like 5 minutes just trying to set things up because I'm not used to standing yet. So, like I said, I think I'm going to be doing just standing streams for these, so I'm not falling asleep and stuff. All right. Ordar. There, you see? Look at that. Look. Yes. It's just like I said, isn't it, my darling? Yes, sir. Patricia's always right, sir. Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. B, the titles once again, if you please. Oh yes, of course. The picture of Monsieur somebody or other. The picture of Monsieur Le What's it? Yearnings? Canterbury yearnings. Oh, a meal for someone. A meal for Gabriel. Oh, Gabriel. In fact, I think I said it right. I don't know. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book titles flawlessly, save for a few minor details. Okay, look, you have a point, but fuck. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollection can only be described as exceptional. Did you hear that, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment. Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless. But there are only 3 books on the receipt, and Mrs. Beat mentioned 4. There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly, the 4th book is that which is shown... Wait, clearly the 4th book is that which is shown in the photographic print. I'm sorry, counsel, but does that not seem odd? Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt? It's not odd at all, my lord. Unless the book was actually her own personal book, that would make sense. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the... Okay, see, we're on the same wavelength. Like, we are totally matched for each other. In other words, it belongs to the victim. The victim was holding her own book? I wonder, what became of that 4th book? Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard. I have it here as evidence. Of course you do. Oh, of course they do, conveniently. You will submit that and the aforementioned a photographic print to the court, please, counsel. Ooh, my pleasure, my lord. The second crime scene photograph has been entered into the court record. The fourth book has been entered into the court record. Thank you. Thank you. The prosecution rests. I have nothing further to add. You sure? What? Yeah, like, you sure you don't have anything special for me to add? You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile. This furious longer route to the accused's lodging that you tried to establish in your summonation examination, and the attempted discrediting of the witness's powers of recollection in your cross-examination. Futile. I walked right into this, didn't I? You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling? Oh yeah, that's right. They have a thing for that. Yes, Pat. Marry me, Pat. You're already married. The hell? So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their positions. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is a decision you have to make all too apparent already? Okay, don't go to the other side. You have heard all of the witnesses and seen all of the evidence. This trial has run its course. Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we are in a terribly precarious position. I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke, think. What do you do now? Why does the game do this to me? I don't know what to pick. Raise an objection or wait and see. I don't know. I like how Van Zeeks is courteous to the judge, but when it's Ryunosuke, he's like, my Nipponese friend, you're such a dumbass. God. See, if I don't raise an objection, right, then the jury's gonna be swayed, and then they're gonna be like, oh my god, he's guilty, and then, yeah. But raise objection. Objection.
Objection.
Objection. I'm not done yet. No, my learned friend. It's over. I'm not done yet, sir. That last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate. Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but I can't think of what to say. Suzato, if I may, Lord. Ooh, okay, do your magic. Yes, Lord Van Zeeks. Do your magic, Suzato. It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point. Oh. Your insignificant little Eastern Isle must be a lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at a moment like this. Oh, damn! You better beat the shit out of him, Suzato. What the fuck? I mean, he can beat me like that, but you should beat the shit out of him. Oh my god. I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. So you will have to forgive me, but I considered my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable. Mr. Naruhodo. One of this land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madame. Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Mrs. Zato, please. Yes. Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further? Save us, Zato. You got this. Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished. I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you? Miss Naruhodo, what do you think? Yes? Yes? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. Yes, we're gonna do it. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible. Yes, I understand. And thank you, Miss Suzato. Suzato with the save. This is it. Suzato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present the evidence, my lord. Ooh, why are you so mad? You mad because I'm gonna kick your ass? You so mad. Very well. The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto been overlooked. Oh, the book name is different. The book name, I see you. The book name is different. The book name is different. We didn't get no Lion's Pride in the list of books. We didn't get, is this one. Because the book name is different. Present.
Take that!
Take that. Take that. The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented a photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hands.
Objection!
Oh! No. You know I'm right. That's why you're getting mad. No, he knows I'm right. He knows I'm right. That's why he's trying to stop me. No. You can't stop me. We have already discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. The name is different. Pursuing the matter further would be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know. No. The book name's different. 100%. Yes, I'm afraid, counsel, I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. When I afforded you this opportunity, you led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. Hitherto undiscovered clue. I don't know how to say the fucking word. I think it's hitherto. A hitherto undiscovered clue. Just say contained an undiscovered clue. I got you, Van Zeeks. I got you. So I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You will identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear? Oh, yes. For the first time, my lord, I know what the fuck I'm doing this time. No W for it? Oh, hitherto. Okay. Hitherto. Okay, thanks. Okay. English is hard for some fucking reason. English is just garbage. Yes, my lord. It's, Mr. Naruhodo. I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence, which means you may very well be on the right track. Yeah, because he hit that objection real quick. Yes, I think you might be right. So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals? The title. Ooh.
Got it!
The title. The vital clue, my lord, is here. Wait. You may not know anything, counsel, but I'm afraid this shan't further your cause. Wait. What do you mean? Sorry? Your answer, my learned friend. What do you mean my answer? It's meaning. It's the title. It's the title. Okay, Miss Naruto, though. You do realize that they can turn the evidence around and look at it from all angles, I suppose. Oh, okay, yes, okay, fine. Examine it. Because I jumped the gun too quick. I'm just impatient. I want to get this through. I jumped the gun too quick. That's my fault. That's my beat. That's my beat. I got too excited. I'm sorry. Of course I do. This isn't the first time I've done this. I'm just surprised that you could overlook something so obviously out of the ordinary. Okay, look, Susato, can you shut the fuck up? Okay? I was just so excited. I suppose it's your magnanimous nature. She took her time picking that word, didn't she? Yes, she did. Perhaps I should take another look at the evidence in a little more detail this time. Alright, so counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which this fourth book conceals? Okay, fine. The burn mark, duh. Why does Ace Attorney do this to me? Why? I try my best, and then it shits on me. I did notice the burn mark on the book, but I was so fixed on like the book names, I guess. Whatever.
Got it.
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question. The back? What do you... Good gracious. It's been burnt to a crisp. So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing. He does prove a point.
Objection!
Ooh, you mad? Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponese friend? Oh! Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to this case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some veiled clue as to what happened that day? Pray, do enlighten us all. What truth does this charred book hide? I swear to God, I'm gonna start speaking in this dialect with how long I've been reading this shit. A charred book. There is just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory. Don't keep us waiting any longer than counsel. Explain this theory. The couple. It's the couple. The burnt book, the thing, the couple with the fire and the bookshelf. It's the couple. I think it's the couple. Remember back when we were investigating, they had a fire and then his books burned. I want to say that one of the books were probably thrown out or some shit. I don't know. But I want to say it's the couple. Okay, explain this theory of yours. What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fire damage this sorry tome has suffered? That you can gain from the fire damage that this book has suffered. Its owner. It would have to be the owner, not the content, because we can't read shit. Wait. Wait! No, wait. The Lion's Pride. That was that one dude's favorite book, right? The guy, the army guy, whatever. Yeah, that was his favorite book, wasn't it? Yes, that was his book. We're gonna find his fucking owner. Let's go. Don't X me. Don't X me. Okay, thank you, my lord. The burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. It was, yes, about the book's owner. Yes, we're connecting the dots. I beg your pardon, but we already know who the book belongs to. The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor. After all, it's obviously hers. And ooh, Miss Bummer, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And welcome everybody, welcome. Hope you enjoy your session. And Miss Bummer, hope you had a good stream session. Also, everybody, please follow Miss Bummer because They gave us a hype-ass raid. Thank you. Definitely drop a follow, and I will drop a follow myself as well, too. But yeah, thank you so much for following, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, the victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers, and thank you, Ms. Bummer, for the follow. I appreciate that. The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, oh, thank you, TwitchyFinger01, for the follow. I appreciate it. As to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers. Good gracious, how can you possibly? Oh wait, so many people, right? This is a full house. Let's go. Let's go. Very well. I'll play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember, the members of the jury may well burn you if your little gamble goes awry. Oh, don't worry. It's not gonna go. Counsel, the defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim this owner of this bone? It is him, because he said he liked the lion's pride, his wife beat the shit out of him, and he may have killed the lady. I don't know. But it is his book. Why it's in her hand, I don't know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Aw, thank you, Ms. Bummer. I appreciate it. Wait a minute. What if the killer... Okay, no, hear me out. What if the killer is the guy's wife? And the wife thought that the lady in the note was that lady walking by or some shit, and then, I don't know, and then, like, she was the one that stabbed her. Or something. I don't know. Maybe they like the guy misplaced his book or something. I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm probably wrong, but that would be some shit if the guy's wife was actually the one that killed her because of the note thing. But anyways, it's his book.
Take that!
And we got it right. The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who owned the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. The landlords... Ooh, don't be afraid, Van Zeeks. Love me some Ace Attorney, dude. I love Ace Attorney. I've played every single game, so like when this finally got its port, because I was actually following this back on 3DS, when they were doing the fan translation. I was waiting for that, and then out of nowhere, Nintendo's like, oh yeah, by the way, we're having it on Switch now. It's like, okay, thanks. Thank you for the sub gift, Chaos.
Thank you. _mango.
Aw, thank you so much, Chaos. You're so sweet. You're always gifting subs and stuff. Thank you so much. Alright, and whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but...
To Twitch Mario Kart.
Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. Garadeb herself. I like how the timing for that.
SP has gifted a sub to our 4NGE_slices.
Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. Garadeb's wife. I'm his maid. We already proved you're his wife, though. Don't even try.
Has gifted a sub to Scorpion.
Don't try. Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then. How about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. Garadeb's house?
Colorful Chaos SP has gifted a sub to Guania's Finest.
I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir.
Objection!
Ooh, this is outlandish behavior. This woman is accused landlady, you say? You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence. Your actions are unforgivable. Look, we already went through the whole evidence process. She's just pulling up an act. You'll see.
Objection!
You'll see. Objection. Tell him, Naruhodo. Tell him. This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, Another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house. Mm-hmm. Good lord, what sort of incident, counsel? A fire, my lord. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. I couldn't see a bally thing. It didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite book called The Lion's Pride. I'm surprised I even remembered that small detail, to be honest. Ooh, The Lion's Pride. Ooh, he's so mad. Rare. Hi. He's so mad. By Jove, the very same title, that's the subject of this debate. Oh dear me.
Objection!
Ooh, you don't like that, do you, Van Zeeks? This is risible? 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 All you told the court is that a book by the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burnt to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime. Risible? And hello, Speedy, how's it going? Okay, Risible. Look, I don't even know how half of these shits are pronounced because it is pronounced. Old English language is hard. Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. Garrideb was considerably enraged. Apparently, she continued to attack Mr. Garrideb even amid the flames. Oh, how awful! I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love, can you, Rolly? Rolly is into some S&M play, so that's something separate. Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise a finger against me, sir, except she'll wring your neck, though. Flashback. Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh, up in smoke. Then the wife started hurling things at me. There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Burning books and incoming 10 to the dozen. I can't say it. That word is such a tongue twister for me. I don't know why. God. Burning books. The man had his back up against the window and he had burning books thrown at him? Goodness gracious, are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landed coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
Objection!
Yes. No, a thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted the very evening of the incidents, and there is no report of the Garrideb's window pane being broken. That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the Garrideb household. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and not even remotely? Okay, ooh, you're getting mad, Van Zeeks. It's okay. It's okay if you're wrong. It's fine. Just take it like a man. Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. He's a special person. Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. Garrideb's wife? Yes, I am firm on that, yes. I believe it's a possibility, my lord. Yes. Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. Oh, bitch, we are about to. Ooh, well, let's go. And hi, Silentine, how's it going? No, we had an awesome raid. I'm enjoying the company. Thank you. And I hope you guys enjoy your stay, of course. Okay, so it is risible. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Speedy, for the correction. I appreciate it. Ooh, and thank you for the follow. Oh, Chaos ban, please. Thank you. Anyways, well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. A mean coward. Really? Claiming that our little tips set the whole neighborhood alight, honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance's sake. How could you? It's nothing to do with this beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright. And thank you, Chaos, I appreciate it. No, I assure you that was never my intention. Dragging an upstanding citizen's name through the mud simply to divert attention from your failing defense. Bitch, why are you slapping random people for? I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable. 2 rights. Here we go. How long have we sat here now, listening to this Nipponi spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But, think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache, and he ran away from the scene too. I do declare your rights. It's true. Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me. Sorry? What's that? Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Van Zeeks? In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage. No, wait. The mystery of the 4th book still hasn't been... That caught me off guard. And holy fuck am I happy it caught me off guard, man. Ooh, that's like my favorite animation. I love that so much. I love that so much. If your books, if books are your predilection, my learned friend, study them on your own time. Van Zeeks. What? No, forgive the discourtesy this time? No, because he is asserting his dominance, and I'm okay with that. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability for the court to hear.
Guilty!
Oh.
Guilty.
No.
Guilty.
Here we go.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Oh boy. We're gonna go through this again, huh? Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. Thank you for that unambiguous response. That's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up. Yeah, don't be a bitch. Mr. Zato, I'm not standing for 2 hours for no goddamn reason, Ryunosuke. Have you forgotten? The battle isn't over yet. You're not suggesting. Of course. The defense has the right to another summonation examination at this point. You could still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance. Time to get these people's asses again, right? My lord, the defense asks to exercise its rights to a summonation examination. Yeah, Van Zeeks. You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve. I have many tricks up my sleeve. I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Let's do this. Oh, to be continued. Of course it's a to be continued. One thing I love about this game, though, is that they have really long cases, and I appreciate it so much. Because old Ace Attorney games, like, it's great. Like, oh my god, I solved the case. But then sometimes it's like, I kind of wish I had more, you know? Like, these are super involved. I like it. And it takes its time. It goes, like, it builds up. It's really good. I love it. Alright, let's go. Summonation, examination. I have considered the defense counsel's request for a further summonation examination of the jury. And I have determined that the court must uphold the defendant's judicial right to this procedure. So, counsel, you will now proceed with your second summonation examination. I presume the jury is ready, Mr. Foreman? We are, my lord. Very good. In that case, I must ask each of you now to state clearly and concisely for the court the grounds on which you find the defendant guilty of the crime. Judicial findings. Let's go. Ooh, can I pace back and forth now? The juror's contentions. The accused had left behind evidence at the scene. Didn't he? Those 3 books of his. If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to this crime if the window was closed, can it? Can I just say the summonation examination theme is a bop? It actually is. It's not bad. Dearie me. It was only a little book, hardly life-threatening, even with a direct hit. Look, I just want to get this over with. If I don't bring home some pay tonight, I'll be in a tidy bit of trouble. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago. It gave me the sneezes. You sure sneezes or not coughing? I would think coughing would be the better response than sneezing. Yes, considerably more tangible arguments from all members of the jury this time around, it seems. With one notable exception, of course. My learned student friend wasn't able to find fault in the previous witness testimony. He's not wrong, though, because he proved us wrong. So the court must accept the fact that it was indeed the accused seen fleeing from the scene. And moreover, no one else was even at the scene to commit the crime. Well, if the eyewitnesses are correct, it would seem as if the conclusion is somewhat set in stone. I fail to see how it can be argued by any other way. That means I'm afraid that during this summonation examination, it's essential that you establish some other tangible explanation for the facts. But how? What would even constitute a tangible explanation here? Isn't it obvious? Who stabbed the woman and how? Those 2 details are all you need provide. Simply give us a name and a method by which the attack was conducted. And there I was thinking this might be hard. Mr. Naruhodo, you have to do it. Otherwise, this really will be where the trial ends. No pressure then. Oh boy. That's quite enough preamble. Proceed with the summonation examination, please. I presume you are prepared, counsel? Oh, yes, my lord. All right, Ryunosuke. Focus your mind now. That's right. See, that's me when I need to get Van Zeeks out of my head. Clearly, the key to this summonation examination is going to be juror number 4, the maid. Or should I say, Mrs. Garadeb. We have a book that disappeared from the Garadeb's house on the evening of the incident. And the 4th book found in the victim's hands. There must be a way to link the two. Yes, that's what we have to find. Using every technique I've learned in my short career so far, whatever it takes. Don't forget to keep an eye on Mrs. Garadeb and how she reacts, even to the things other people say. Alright, Mrs. Garadeb is gonna get fucked. Jury examination. Ooh, let's go. The defense's rebuttal. Or rebuttal. The accused left behind evidence at the scene. Okay. Press.
Hold it!
Hold it. But as we now know, there were 4 books, not 3. Well, what difference does it make? There's every possibility that the 4th book, in fact, belongs to the defendant's landlord. Yes, that's the part I have a problem with. Sorry? Well, at the point the woman was stabbed, the landlord, a fellow, was at home, wasn't he? Enjoying a fiery scrap with his wife or something, he said. That's not exactly how I put it, no. Well, anyway, the point is that the fellow and his wife were somewhere else when it happens. I think that's what you call a strong alibi. So it couldn't have been the landlord who did it, which only leaves the Nipponese fellow. Honestly, I can't see what's all this palaver's about. It's a done deal, isn't it? I suppose it is, since I've nothing witty left to say. God, Ryunosuke's a bitch sometimes, and it's great.
Hold it!
Hold it! So, you might be willing to change your decision, you mean? Oh my, such delight on your face, but I'm afraid I shan't be swayed by emotion. Despite what you may think of me, I am a very modern, metropolitan, and rational woman. That's great. Good for you. Are you gonna help me or not? If one reads the morning papers, it's all forgotten by tea time, isn't it? So why read them in the first place? You see, modern, metropolitan, and rational thinking, wouldn't you say? And not at all extreme. As I see it, an overwhelmingly suspicious Japanese man has been implicated by overwhelmingly strong testimony. So despite 1 or 2 minor puzzlements, I do declare that the man is he's guilty. Stop with the word. I can't word right now. Stop. God. Modern, metropolitan, and rational logic, wouldn't you say? Overwhelmingly. I hate you, Ryunosuke, right now. But us modern gals are always delighted to embrace new fads. Okay, you are useless. It was a mistake pressing you. So I'd be only too happy to consider an exciting new theory if you could come up with one. I'd be happy to do that too, if only I could. Let's do our very best not to disappoint the modern and metropolitan young lady. Right. I'm glad you omitted rational there. Oh god. So even if the woman was throwing books, it can't be related to this crime.
Hold it!
This may be the one where she responds or reacts. But what about the possibility that the window was open? What about it? I mean, there's just no way it could have been. How can he be so sure? The prosecutor fellow over there said it earlier. Did he... I like how I said it right the first few seconds. Didn't he? Winters in London are no joke. You don't want to invite that sort of cold indoors. So no, that window wasn't open. Us Londoners like sitting by the fire and staying warm, see? But you couldn't categorically state that the window wasn't open, could you? It just wasn't. They wouldn't have opened it. Then what's the point in even having windows, huh? Counsel, you will kindly refrain from childish bickering. Oh, sorry. Somehow, I need to show there's an undeniable possibility that the window was open. Because this young man isn't going to budge otherwise. Right.
Hold it!
But the little book was on fire at the time, was it not? With flames of love, I'll have you know. There's really no such thing as a loving burning bomb. I'm just gonna say burning to that word. I'm just gonna say burning. It's such a tongue twister for me. Well, he brought it upon upon himself. It's playing with fire to betray a fiery love, isn't it? Well, don't you agree? Oh, well, any kind of betrayal is certainly a bad thing, yes. But I think the argument might have arisen out of your misunderstanding, Mrs. Geradev. Never you mind that. The point is, we were just having a jovial little dispute, nothing more. And I won't have any more of these suggestions that it was anything whatsoever to do with this crime. Right. Well, we'll see about that. But what about juror number 5? Yeah, she's just beating the shit out of him. He doesn't seem to be turning a hair at Mrs. Geradev's relentless onslaughts. It's almost as though he's used to it. What a gentle soul he is. Look, I just want to get this over with. Okay, look, can you just explain to me just on why you have your thing? Oh, official waffles.
_waffles
Thank you.
just subscribed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You just want to get this over with? How can you sit there and say something like that? A man's future is at stake here. Well, him and me both then, like I said before. What? I told you already, I am a day laborer, aren't I? If I don't bring home some readies with me tonight, you'll find me floating face down in the Thames tomorrow morning. What? You heard me. My missus isn't one to mess about. You know, she can be fierce. She can be fierce, believe you me. Another shining example of marital bliss, then. That's why he's used to her slapping the shit out of him. A situation like this cropped up the other day. It was, well, you know, it's funny. But I can't quite remember. Right, conveniently you can't remember. Sorry? It was too frightening. That's the thing. I must have blocked it out. Helpful. Yeah, very helpful. I wonder if Mr. Beat will ever be dragged into the Thames by a scarf. Don't even go there, Mrs. Hanzo. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. There must be some way to jog his memory about this. Come to think of it, we had a fire at home a while ago.
Hold it!
But why would it give you a sneezes? Does that have anything to do with your decision about the defendant's culpability in this case? Sorry? What's that? You'll have to speak up, lad. Could you tell us more about that fire? It was last winter. My grandchildren baked me a lovely cake on my birthday. It had 75 candles on the top, it did. What a sight to behold it was. You put candles on a cake? Was this some kind of devil worship? Wait! Did old school Japanese not do candles on cake? Well, then again, like, how did the Japanese celebrate birthdays? Now that I think about it, like, ancient times. Interesting. Okay, I guess they did it. I guess that was more of a European thing until, like, it became more nationally, like, worldwide as, like, birthday with cake and candles. Wow, okay, that's... okay. Of course not. It was an angel cake to celebrate my birthday, obviously. Okay, and I like how they counteract that with the with angel cake. It seems that's a common custom here in Great Britain, Mr. Naruhodo. Anyway, I mustered all of my puff to blow them out. Only I must have blown wrong somehow. The flames did not go out, but the candles went flying all over the room. The furniture caught and everything went up. The whole place filled with smoke. Definitely sounds like devil worship to me. And by the sneezes, I presume you mean a cold? But how did you catch... Whoops. My bad. Let's see. Oh, but how did you catch a cold from a fire? What a fiasco it was. The grandchildren, bless them, threw water over me as they tried to put out the flames. Ah, okay, that makes sense. And then, because the whole room had filled up with smoke, of course, we had to open all the windows to clear it. Wait. That's how the window was open. The fire happened, it was filled up with smoke, they had no choice but to open the window. The windows. The biting winter air rushed over me like the devil dancing on my grave, it did. I caught a terrible cold from it. It put me in the hospital for a while. I won't forget that birthday in a hurry. I knew it was devil worship all along. But something about this old man's story is playing on my mind for some reason. We need to demonstrate who, apart from Mr. Natsume, could have attacked the young woman on the street, as well as how he or she could have done it. Yes, but once again, the juror statements are full of personal prejudice. And hello, Lord... Wait, what? Oh, Lord K Fresh 02. Hello, hello. A lot of them seem convinced they're right, even in the face of logical arguments to the contrary. I think you're going to need to pit them against each other to force them to accept an alternative explanation. Yes. I don't necessarily need to find contradictions between their assertions. Just a connection might do the trick. Alright, I'll see what I can do. If anything stands out, I'll go in for a strike. That's the spirit. I got the hang of this. I got the hang of this. I got the hang of this. Okay. It is to... Even if women throwing books can be related... Okay. So... Pit. You... And you. This has to be right. Do not give me an X because this is as big brain I can be right now. If this isn't right, then I don't know.
Objection!
Yes, we're right. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Yes. What kind of mic do you have? This is the Blue Yeti microphone. It is it's the old fat Yeti, not the new thinner model. Which I actually do want to save up for the thinner model, but this is the old school Blue Yeti microphone. These two juror statements clearly contradict one another. They do? How exactly, counsel? Don't point at me again. I told you, it wasn't me. What's that you say? Speak up, lad. Speak up. Juror number 3, do you see? Oh, me? See what, sir? My eyes. My special eyes. Did you hear juror number 6's account of his birthday celebrations last year? It seems, despite being a Londoner, he once opened his window in the middle of winter. Well, yes, of course, because it was an emergency. I mean, obviously, if the room was filled with smoke from a fire, then you'd be mad not to open the... Open the what? Open the what? Open the what? Oh! Oh! Open the window! Yeah! Exactly. Thank you. Exactly. On the day in question, at the time of the incident, there was a fire in the Garadeb household, and this is my favorite part, because I get to pace back and forth, and it's very fun. And Mr. Garadeb had the following to say about it. The whole place filled with smoke.
Oh my.
Oh, my hat! Oh, Mr. Garadeb, do you have something to say?
Excuse me.
Excuse me, miss. Juror number 4, do you have something to say about that? Mrs. Garadeb. Oh, dearie me. What is the meaning of this? How dare you imply that I'm hiding who I really am? It's imperative that you confirm something for the court. So please, it's time to drop the pretense now. What is it? When the fire started in your house that day, did you or your husband open the window? What? I beg your pardon? What are you insinuating? The room would have been thick with smoke after the carpet and bookcase caught fire as they did. In a situation like that, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't have opened the window. I feel bad for the man she is sitting next to, right? Like, she keeps beating the shit out of him. And what if we did? Oh. Oh, all right then. Yes, you're right. My husband was frantically trying to open the window, which can't have been easy since I continued to give him a justly deserved book battering. Even though your house was on fire? Oh, you never stop throwing until the anger subsides. It would be terribly bad for the nerves to do otherwise. Of course, I should have realized. That's a significant step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. You've managed to establish that the window was open. We simply must have that added to Mrs. Garrideb's formal statement. I got you, bitch. Now you mention it, yes, the window was open at the time. I'd clean forgotten, but it's true.
Hold it!
Continue. The fourth book found at the scene of the crime shows very obvious signs of fire damage. And the title of the book is The London's Pride. I said London, The Lion's Pride. The same title, in fact, as a book that Mr. Garrideb told us he had been reading. Well, I really couldn't say. Oh, yeah, you drink that tea, 'cause that's the last tea you're gonna drink, miss. On the day in question, did you or did you not throw at your husband the copy of The Lion's Pride that he had been reading? I did. Oh, ding, ding! Oh my god. It was the first thing I could lay my hands on, so I hurled it straight at him. And now you come to mention it, yes. He was rather enjoying reading it, you're right. Why did you not reveal this information to the court from the outset? Because I couldn't, you insolent little man. I didn't remember. Hotspots, I swear. We had two before this one. Yeah, they're in high official waffles. Again. No, but yeah, it's getting a little annoying. But Chaos usually gets them. He nips them in the butt. The minute they come in, bam, banned. And then we're good. So Chaos is doing a great job at that, but it is annoying. It's very annoying. I really don't. I barely noticed I was throwing a book, much less the title of it. He remembers. Okay, that jogged his memory. He remembers.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, sir. What is it, juror number 5? Oh, he remembered something. You know something? I remembered what it was. That memory I'd blocked out. Oh, it was listening to what this granny was saying. Brought it all flooding back. Granny. Who are you calling a granny, you cheeky devil? I'm Mrs. Garrideb, or the maid, I'll have you know. You look kind of granny thing. You do look granny-ish, I will say. Alright. The man doesn't even flinch. Please tell me that's not because he's so used to being hit all the time. It was about 2 weeks ago now. I just got back from home after work, like... Ooh, and safeguard, Jav, thank you so much for the follow, I appreciate it. I had put my hand in my pocket for the wages I just earned that day, and I nearly died. There was a hole. Every last penny had dropped out. Oh dear, what a disaster. You haven't heard the half of it, boy. Oh? The wife was cutting up some chicken at the time. I could hardly get the words out, but I told her straight. I've lost the day's wages, love. Next thing I knew, the blade was whistling past my ears, stuck to the wall next to me it did, and an inch deep. No words, just terror. That's scary though. I could smell it then, you know, that god-awful stench of the Thames. I was sure I was going to end up face down in the muddy banks that night, I can tell you. Oh boy. Now, that's a real disaster, isn't it? I'll never use the word lightly again. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. When women lose their rag, they'll throw anything at you. Knives, hatchets, hammers, you name it. And that bitch threw a book and a knife outside, because I'm betting all my money she's the one who stabbed the lady. Whether it was intentional or unintentional, I'm still betting she's the one who stabbed the lady. Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't think that all women are so short-tempered and unrefined. No, I wasn't thinking that. Throwing household objects at people is, well, it's so uncivilized. At least attack with honor, using a bow or the or a Suzato takedown, either one. Hey, thank you so much, Ashley PG, for the vids, and hello. What? Attack? Who are you going to attack? Never mind. Anyway, this man's words could be rather significant, I think. Alright, we'll come back to the bow and everything later, if I dare. You don't want to. A woman in rage will hurl almost anything at you.
Hold it!
Elaborate on that. Your wife really threw a kitchen knife at you? That's right. She was chopping meat with it. Had a tidy edge on it, believe me. Still, it's all memories, isn't it? It started with that smile she threw at me when we were recording. And since then, the list of things she's thrown at me has grown along with our relationship. There was a cup, then a glass, then a pot, a kettle, a chair, a wardrobe, a cooker, a bathtub, a Van Zeeks. Your wife must be even beefier than you. And things came to a head last week when she threw me right into the Thames. Still, she's not so bad when she's calmed down. She's a little sweetheart, really. I'm so happy for you. If you want to know what I think this whole idea of ladies first and we're so obsessed that we're so obsessed with in this country was thought up by some clever lads who'd been tossed in the Thames a few too many times by their wives. I guess. I forgot about this terrible move they did for pursuing that point. Oh jeez, that's a very interesting theory. What a terrible thought. On the face of it, this juror statement just sounds like a really extreme anecdote. But I think it might turn out to be an extremely powerful weapon. A weapon I might be able to use to make the jurors accept an alternative explanation here. Alright, so that means that in this case, a woman in rage. Who are we gonna pick this time? Alright, there's some explanation about how the victim was stabbed. I might reconsider. The window could have been open. The woman. The window was open at the time of her honest for sure. Okay, so we already did these two, right? The window could have been open when the woman was throwing books. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. If there was some novel alternative explanation about how the victim was stabbed, I might reconsider. Do not make this wrong for me. It's right. This is right. This is right, right? This is... Love how you pronounce names. Look, half of these words I can't pronounce right. The accused of the evidence is seen. Okay, so I think it's these two. It has to be these two. Has to be these two. Because then if she'd almost anything, then she probably hurled the knife out the window.
Objection!
Well, yes! These two statements clearly have a deeply significant connection. Good grief, you mean they don't contradict each other? Explain, counsel, at once. Juror number 2. Do you think perhaps That this could be one such novel alternative? Oh my, whatever do you mean? An alternative explanation as to how the victim was stabbed in the back? What are you talking about? We've demonstrated that the fourth book, The Lion's Pride, that was found at the scene of the crime, as I pace back and forth, originated in Mr. Garadeb's room on the top floor of his house. Therefore, it's equally possible that the other object besides the book could have found its way from the Garadeb household to the streets below. What's that now? After all, Mrs. Garadeb could have thrown any number of different objects at her husband. Isn't that right, juror number 4? What are you insinuating now, you little beanpole? Beanpole? I'm beginning to think that ever since the true origins of this book came to light, perhaps she's had a feeling this might be what happened. Now you listen here, you Eastern Gala. As the foreman of this jury, I demand a straight answer. You give us this yarn about some other object making its way out of the house, but what? What was it? The knife. I'm really taking a big gamble here. That was a bold accusation to make, but I haven't any real evidence to back it up. You got this, but I'm certain that at the very least, this warrants further investigation. Alright, Mr. Foreman, I'll try to explain the defense's theory. The other object that found its way from the Garadeb's household to the scene of the crime was...
Take that!
Okay, I'm right. Okay, I got scared. See, you did them, but it didn't go through because you pursued Miss Garadeb. It's really dumb design. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind then. Alright, juror number 4, Mrs. Garadeb. What now? I must apologize in advance for this. But I need you to confirm something else for the court. This knife. Have you ever seen this knife before? Good Lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? I imagine him just like having the knife, like, this is like the closest thing I have to one, but like, he just picks it up and he's like, have you seen this knife before? Have you seen the knife, Mrs. Garadeb? Just like having the knife in her face, like, have you seen this knife? Good Lord, Counsel, what on earth are you doing? That's the weapon that was lodged into the victim's back, man. Oh God. My lord, remember that when the victim was attacked, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb were in the throes of an argument. Mrs. Garadeb was hurling anything she could at her husband, who'd have been backed up against the window. A window that had been opened to clear the smoke, and through which a book sailed to land at the crime scene. You can't seriously believe that. The book was found in the victim's grasp. Are you saying that it flew out of the window and across the street to land neatly in her hands? Huh? Even my missus hasn't got an aim like that. Yes, I admit, there are many details we don't yet understand. But that's the point. That's precisely why. We must not allow this trial to end, not right now. Oh my. Mrs. Garadeb, your answer, please. Have you seen this knife before or not? That's the noise she makes. Ooh, my lord. I wish to change my decision. Oh, I'm a woman of my word after all. Thank you, madame. Yes, I agree. Oh, wow, juror number 1. I certainly didn't see this coming, but... Oh, yes! I don't think it would be right for this trial to come to an end now with so many unanswered questions. Mr. Foreman. I'd have to agree. Thank you. You better agree. Thank you. Not that I think the granny didn't mind. Yes, you know what? I'm not quite happy about this at the moment either. Ah, all together now, ladies and gents. Oh, yes! Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's go. You know, fuck you, old man. Because the old man didn't do it. we did it. You know what, low-key, he probably didn't hear any of that. Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo. So, as a result of the defense's summonation examination, a number of jurors leaning have changed. 2 jurors called guilty against 4 now calling innocent. Accordingly, the opinion of this court is divided. And this trial will continue. We did it. 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 Are you proud of me, Van Zeeks? I did it. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks, how does the prosecution wish to proceed? Oh, he's proud of me. Oh, he's proud of me. He's proud. This child is rapidly descending into a farce. Oh, yes. You drink that wine. Oh, I wish I was that wine. Like, damn. Like, I really want to be that fine-ass wine. God. And, oh my god, thank you for the raid. Oh, IPG Esports, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I hope you had an awesome stream session, of course. Also, everybody, please give a follow to IPG Esports. Thank you so much. And I will give a follow as well, too. So now I have 2 awesome raiders that I gotta go ahead and go on a follow after this. But thank you so much. Like a corked wine, the first few sips are bitter enough. Ooh, okay, two glasses. Let's go. But what follows is so repugnant. It's good for nothing save the gutter. If I may, Lord Van Zeeks, the defense has just put forward a credible alternative explanation for what happened. Credible? Is that your considered opinion, Mr. Foreman? The defense's argument is a joke to which I barely know how to respond, but let me start by insisting that you must all familiarize yourselves better with the relative positions of those places being discussed. What do you mean by that? What's his angle? Oh no. Oh no. Okay, look. No. He's gonna propose, right, that there's no goddamn way the shit that she threw out would have hit the lady because the window that they're in was facing the opposite way of the street, not the way that the lady was. I think that he's gonna insinuate that. So even if we had that possibility that she threw shit out, even though that's like true, he's gonna try to discredit it, saying that it may be true, but it was on the wrong side. My Nipponese friend. That's exactly what he's gonna say. What do you mean by that? What's his angle this time? It should already be more than apparent that between the crime scene and the Gerdup household runs a rather wide street, Briar Road. Which means that the distance from the Gerdup's house to the scene is some, yes, 15 yards. Let me see, 15 yards. That's around 14 meters. 14 meters? Oh, that's a little farther than I'd imagined. Okay. Even though it's not like the window side, it's still distance. Like it's still far. Well, I love the cool camera zoom. Oh, thank you. And as you ladies and gentlemen of the jury rightly noted as having pretentious significance, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. Maybe she wanted to eat the book. I don't know. She saw the book, grabbed it, wanted to eat it, and then the knife hit her, and then she went unconscious. I don't know. In other words, the smoldering book wantonly hurled by the lady of the house traveled some 15 yards to land on the opposite side of the road, neatly between the collapsed victim's fingers and thumb. And okay, look. Stop being smart, Van Zeeks. I love you, but stop being smart. Stop it! Is that your final conclusion, my learned and deluded friend? And did the jackknife follow a near identical trajectory to plunge into the middle of the victim's back? This fantasy is somewhat stretching the notion of having a bad day for the victim, I think. Even those pathetic serialized detective stories have more believable plots. Alright. Thank you, Van Zeeks, I appreciate that. There's nothing I can say to that. That prosecutor loves the sound of his own voice. Okay, look, Susato. I would love to hear the sound of his voice, thank you. Miss Susato! Serialized detective stories are pathetic, are they? How dare he? Maybe let's pick our battles here. Yeah, don't... Okay, Susato's gonna rip him a new one. Alright, go Susato. My lord, might I be allowed to speak? Oh, she's gonna curse him out. Let's go. As judicial assistant, you may speak for the defense. Yes, go ahead. The prosecution may consider the idea a fantasy, but what the defense has postulated was believable enough to persuade the jury to change its leaning. And as such, the court has a duty to explore this alternative explanation as thoroughly as possible. To that end, go on, Susato. Juror number 4, Miss Joan Geradev must be called to testify and submit to cross... Ooh, that is a big one. Saints alive! A cross-examination of a juror? Or dar. Well, this is highly irregular. It is unprecedented for a member of the jury to be summoned to the witness stand.
Objection!
Ooh, yes! And unnecessary. Ooh, you need to throw me like that next time. I swear to God, I'm gonna like pass out from just like fangirling over Van Zeeks. I swear. Lord Van Zeeks. There are already witnesses in the stand whose testimony the defense may further cross-examine. And Official Waffles, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. But don't worry, I will have this uploaded on my YouTube. So if you follow my YouTube, I'll have these VODs uploaded soon. I'm working on the process of getting those uploaded, but these will be uploaded on my YouTube for sure. My whole entire playthrough of this. If my learned friend's farcical theory has any truth in it, then both a burning book and a jackknife must have flown through the sky before this couple's eyes. And we must assume they would be able to testify accordingly. But I will say, it was foggy, remember? It was foggy, so they may not have been able to see a tiny projectile thrown. What say you, witnesses? What are you gonna say, Rolly? That you patrolled the streets and everything is fine, sir? Yes, sir. Constable Rolly Beat reporting for duty, sir. Oh boy. Well. Good morning, officer. Sorry for dozing until now, sir. I haven't slept for a month on account of a villain who's appeared on my beat, sir. Oh, they're so heroic, these London bobbies. Patricia, my darling, I've been neglecting you, but no more. Oh, Rolly, my hero, you make me swoon. Is it just me, but like, just their lovey-dovey just makes me sick? It makes me a little sick. Very well, I hereby reject the defense's request. Judge! And order the witnesses in the stand to testify again. State forthwith before the court any details pertaining to the defense's alternative explanation of events. Yes, sir. Fucking bitch. Witness testimony. Constable Beats report. Oh boy, here we go. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garadeb house are top hinged casements. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go back and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment, sir. Nothing strange to report on that front, sir. I think what happened was she left and he fell asleep face down in the snow, because she did say when she came back he was face down in the snow. Right? Well, this is quite startling. Top hinged casement windows. That detail was not in the police report, Constable. This is fun. Oh, I'm happy you're having fun. Because I know, like, just, like, reading, like, constantly can get boring for some people, especially, like, visual novels and stuff. But this case is actually pretty hype, so I'm glad you're having fun. Yes, sorry about that. I must have been a little drowsy. A little? You cannot excuse your sins with drowsiness every time, Constable. No, sir. He was sleeping. He didn't see anything. Sorry, but... What exactly is a top hinged casement window? Good, I don't know what the fuck that is. I am so glad he asked, because I was about to be like, alright, time to use context clues to solve this. And you. You cannot excuse your ignorance with such trite remarks, my learned friend. Of course, sorry. I found it, Mr. Naruhodo. Cast your mind back to the windows in Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's room. Alright, I'll try. So the window opens in order to allow air to circulate inside the house. Shit! Fuck! Okay. Oh. Okay. That's what that is. Fuck. That means that she literally can only throw at a certain trajectory angle. Unless the book bounced its way over. Ooh, okay. But as it's a top hinge casement window, it swings open along the upper edge, you see? Shit. Okay. That changes a lot of things. I'm glad you've rectified your ignorance. A casement, a window's most prominent feature is its stay, a metal bar, which prevents the window from being opened beyond a certain amount. It prevents it opening? This is all news to me, because we got sliding doors. Back in Japan, we don't have these windows. Absolutely correct, sir. In other words, if a book or knife were to have been thrown through the window, it would have clattered against the pane and fallen straight down to the pavement below. Yeah, it wouldn't been able to... Fuck. Or what if it was broken? Wait a minute. I'm trying to remember the crime scene when we saw it. Wasn't there like a broken piece? Because that would make sense, right? If the hinge was intact. What if the hinge was broken? Then she could freely throw things. I want to bet it was broken. I want to bet the hinge was broken. No. Or the clasp, or whatever, the stop. You see the problem then? Good. Your education in Windows is complete. Thank you, Van Zeeks, for the crash course. I appreciate it. There was never any possibility of either the book or the knife traveling 15 yards over the road. That is, unless the window pane had been shattered. Something we've discounted already. That can't be... We got this, though. We got this. We got this. Did you see that, Rolly? That young Japanese man just collapsed in agony. Oh, yes, my darling, I saw it. I saw how he crumbled before me. Let me rape you. Thank you. Oh, Rolly, you're so strong. Like, come on. How is this happening? I haven't even started the cross-examination yet, and already my argument's been destroyed. Counsel, if you could drag yourself upright again, the court awaits your cross-examination. Yes. My lord. Oh, good. Another desperate situation. We got this. We got this. We've been in worse situations. All right. Did this whole entire playthrough. We've been through worse. This case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett does. Believe me.
Hold it!
How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to you all as policemen of our sworn duty. He showed us that before. Yeah, he did. He did. Did he? I can't say I remember. No, he did. He showed us. Yep. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about.
Excuse me.
Wait, what? Do you have something to add, Miss B? My bad. That was a mispress. I didn't mean to. Don't take points off me. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, she has something to say. Good. Miss B? Oh, I didn't notice you there. Rolly and I were lost in adoration for each other. I'm surprised you felt you could intrude, really. I'm surprised you felt you could ignore the proceedings of the court. Tell me, did that last statement mean anything in particular to you? Sorry, I can't help you. Rolly fills my thoughts, and there's no space for anything else. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh. Yet you managed to stop being besotted for long enough to tug him around by his scarf from time to time. Yeah. Okay, that was my B.
Hold it!
That was my B. But that's fine, that's fine. Get her off the stage! By which you mean they don't open fully, is that correct? Yes, sir. Yeah. They're just there to allow a bit of air through. I know I'm gonna have to repress that, I know, but let me just like go through the other stuff. They're just here to allow a bit of air through the house, you see, so they're restricted as to how much they open. And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike at the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map. Right. Oh, here is the location where objects would have fallen. You're so smart, Van Zeeks. Yes, directly opposite the scene of the crime on the other side of the rather wide road. Okay, so now that confirms that the window was facing the scene of the crime, based on his ex, so I appreciate that. Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top hinge casement thing before? Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know? Why would you have an idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house is furnished with? Ah, well, sir, that's very simple. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. Hello?
Excuse me.
Hello? Do you have something to add, Miss B? Sorry? You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that? Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky. So lucky with what? Lucky? What do you mean? Well, of course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Don't misunderstand me, please. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see. Oh, I hadn't realized. Oh yes, that street, Briar Road, that's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one. Isn't that right, my love? Right. Okay. Constable B. Wake up! Oh, yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garrett household yesterday. Their house is on my beat, you see, sir. That really was cutting it close then. Constable, I wondered if you could clarify something. If the Garadeb household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well? Outside Mr. Garadeb's house? Yes, ma'am. The pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat. And Conway Pro, yes, this character, he's a very sleepy policeman. I see. I was unaware of that. Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we would never have been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a Bobby after all. Extraordinary people are Bobbies, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners. Do you know what I think? I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work. Don't you think so, my darling? Oh my god. That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Leave it to me, Mr. Naruhodo. I'll take care of it immediately. The case files information has been updated. Okay. And now it's my turn, I think. Alright. Okay, let me see. The assailant was soon running apart from a single slab, he's not known. Okay, the pavement where the victim was found lies just outside Constable Beat's beat, the border of which runs down the middle of Briar Road. That means he wouldn't have been walking there, right? Anyways, let me repress that first statement.
Hold it!
Alright. Let me repress that first statement and slap that bow off her head. That's funny. Okay, Okay, to patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. It's what the job's all about. And that is why I can stand here today beside my long-suffering wife and tell you a Bobby's good for his word. While rubbing my tired eyes admittedly. Sir. Oh, Rolly, you're so manly. Of course I am, my darling Patricia. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh. Gross. No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain that this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb? Ah, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir. That... Okay. Yes, well, so could you answer the question? That was a waste of time, then. Absolutely, sir. I will answer it to the fullest of my abilities, sir. There's a surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb's domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing. Oh? Yes? I'd very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the great British institution of Scotland Yard. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London Bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I've only just arrived here, like, literally, like, we've been here for, like, 2 days. And in 2 days, we've been doing, like, one murder case and one kind of a murder case. So I'm not going back anytime soon to my homeland. So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your pursuit. But I must warn you, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears. Right. Thank you. I'll try. Constable Beat's warrant card has been entered into the court's record. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. So let's go ahead and examine that book real quick. Okay. Item 1. A policeman will strive to preserve peace within his allotted beats, A patrolling officer is expected to walk 20 miles around his beat every day for the furtherance of community relations. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Any crimes fall under the jurisdiction of the beat in which they are discovered. So any crimes under the beat's jurisdiction falls in that jurisdiction. So why the hell was he in that jurisdiction? He wasn't supposed to be there. Right? Obviously, if anything has been thrown out the window, would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I may get this wrong. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene, so one moment, nothing to report on that.
Hold it!
Let me press her more on that one. Yes, you said that you went to a nearby a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right? That's right, yes. If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course. Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat. So Rolly told me the way, only I sort of got a little lost on the way. Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me. Oh, Pat. Oh, Rolly. Oh, god damn. Oh, please. So I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed. I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sah. Right. Okay, so I didn't press this one. I didn't press this one. But according to my notes here, the sun had gone down already and it was dark. Oh, but Rolly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night sky and looking for our lucky star. Sorry? The star that will guide us to eternal happiness. Can't it guide you to answer the question? If a flaming book had cut across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star. And if I'd seen a shooting star, I would have made a wish upon it. Let Rolly be an inspector, I would have said, 3 times at least. Of course, with the smog and everything, we couldn't actually see any stars. In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you? Okay, Van Zeeks, you need to back the fuck up. This is my cross-examination. You need to chill the fuck out and let me talk. Yes, sir, that is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir. It certainly seems like they're telling the truth. And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her. Okay, and then this last statement.
Hold it!
Ryunosuke had enough of this. No, he did. Nothing to report. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time. Never looked away for a second. No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. I can swear that on the yards... I can swear to that on the yard's honor, sir. Really? That seems a little strange. Beg your pardon, sir? Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me. This burnt copy of The Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrett household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hand of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Aha! Could it be a different copy, son? One that just happened to be burnt as well? Really? Are you... Really? Really? So just some random ass burnt copy of the same book is gonna land in her hand. Even if that were possible, why would the victim have been gripping a book like that in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. The two mysteries of how that knife ended up in her bag and how that book ended up in her hands. There must be some common thread between them. Can I ask you something, please, Mr. Lawyer, sir? Oh, yes, of course. What is it? You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell. You said that last time. What? I wasn't really. I mean, what's she doing? Please, just because I'm a woman, it doesn't make any testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word I am. Okay, you need to just... I really don't remember ever suggesting that I doubted you. No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you? Yes, Mrs. Beat. I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire. Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one. Let him go. Right? She's just strangling the life out of him. That was a very loud mutter. I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife's word counts for nothing, does he? Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't. Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue. What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder? Huh. I know what I saw. My eyes never let me down. My sense of direction is a little sometimes. A little off sometimes? What do you mean by that? Mrs. B, nobody is questioning what you've told us. I saw it, I did. That evening, I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curved back slinking away from the scene. She's getting me mad. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky. All very clear. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction? Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really. I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, Rolly, you have something to say? Constable Beat, is there a problem? Is there a problem? No, sir. No problem, sir. Did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir, yes, sir. Some PTSD, perhaps? I was just remembering that the same thing happened that evening is all. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident? Yeah? Well, you see, I sent her off to find a police box in the next beat over from mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. I thought she'd be back inside 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15. Oh, Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was so long was because of the bouquet, silly. The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are you talking about? Oh, it was a present for our wedding anniversary. Raleigh's so romantic. He saved up for it with farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds. That is some dedication though, Raleigh. Yes, how romantic. I mean, he got it done though. He paid it. He got it done. I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling? Hmm? Oh, yeah, yes, but that was just between us. No talking about it to anyone else. To anyone else, darling. You have to promise. Really? Oh. What was that all about? Oh, wait. What are you? Excuse me, Rolly. What are you hiding? What are you? What are you hiding? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange. He did. What are you hiding? I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruto, though. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Mrs. Beat about the bouquet. Oh, were we gonna ask about that bitch about the bouquet? Miss Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please. Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to. Van Zeeks. What happened was I had dropped my bouquet and ended up losing it on my way for a while.
Hold it!
Uh-huh. I don't trust her. You mean you dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime? Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset. When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked. I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice at first. And then you went to the police box to report it to the police whose beat it was on? Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again, but the funny thing was, when I went to pick it up, it was nowhere near the victim's body at all. In case you need reminding, Mrs. B, the victim is not deceased. I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road. Your husband, presumably? Oh, okay, that's right, silly me. I'd gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although, I'm going to blame the bouquet this time. I can't think how it got there. I really can't. So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite. Curious indeed. Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick the bouquet up again when we left the scene. That beautiful rose Rolly bought me, with that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting. Oh boy. By bouquet. No. You don't have it. You're a dirty liar. You don't have it. Van Zeeks, you don't have it. Do you perhaps mean... Van Zeeks, stop! Do you perhaps mean this sorry, solitary rose? Oh. Yes, that's it! Fuck! That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary, with old bits of change he found in the gutter. Maybe just call it a rose. Tell us, Lord Van Zeeks, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrideb household. In front of the Garrideb's house? What? Although it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no lights. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Could I have it back now, please? No. It's evidence. I think for good measure this rose should be added to the court record as evidence. Oh. The anniversary bouquet has been added. A present for Patricia Beat from her husband Rolly. The shock seeing caused Mrs. Beat to drop the rose where she stood. Right. Anyways. The anniversary bouquet has been entered into the court's record. But it's a symbol of our love. I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back. Good grief. Rest assured that I shall do my very best not to forget, Mrs. Beat. Or else she's gonna beat the shit out of you. but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
Hold it!
Nearby police box, is that right? Must be noticed I was going on a course. I'm just rereading this, or just like going over this just to make sure that like I have. Okay, goodbye. Go, 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 go. Just to make sure that like I'm understanding this right. Okay. 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 All right. So let us go through what we have so far. And let's examine some stuff real quick. Okay, there's obviously a rose. An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower. Ah, this is a rose. Is it? I've never seen one before. Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo? I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least. Gosh, 3? Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom. Perhaps you should consider branching out, learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example. That's funny. His homeland flowers. That's all that matters. It's very stylish. It's very stylish paper the flowers wrapped in, isn't it? It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English prints. It looks so exotic to me. Ah, I see. Is something wrong? Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake. Ah, Susato-san, you do love your cakes. The fuck, Susato? Okay. An English rose is a beautiful flower? Oh, okay. Alright, it's just gonna go back to the rose thing again. I think that's it for the rose. There's nothing else. Nope. Was this? Does this say something about the stem? Okay, never mind. Okay. I thought it was gonna say something about the cut, but that's fine. That's fine. All right. And then next we have to examine the. We did a warrant card. I think that was it, right? Yeah. Yeah, Lions Pride discovered the crime scene. That's the book. This one I'm actually kind of stumped on. A little bit stumped on, but I'm gonna try my best. Okay, so what happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. And then I didn't take my eye off the crime scene for one moment. Nothing strange to report. You have me for hints. If you need them, yeah. But I don't want to take any hints.
Hold it!
Not yet. I'm gonna reread the statement again. You dropped the bouquet at the scene of the crime. Yes, that's right. I was so upset when we ran over and saw the woman with a knife in her back. I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Ruby gave me. It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any lights. And then you went da-da-da. Okay. Although I'm gonna blame the bouquet this time, really can't. Okay, so opposite. So it was on the opposite. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene. What do you make of all this? See, yes, the whole idea of an invisible attacker has been troubling me all along, but I believe I'm starting to get a picture of what really happened here now. The fourth book that had no business being at the scene of the crime made me sure that Mrs. Gerda was hiding something from us, but it's becoming increasingly clear that someone else has been hiding something from us as well. I think I may already be armed with everything I need to strike a decisive blow here. This time, it's going to expose the whole truth about this mysterious affair. Oh boy, okay. Okay, so he hinted that we have everything we need, right? So, okay. The window's hop before, blah blah. Obviously, if thing had been thrown out the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go fetch help, but my trusty really was to make sure nothing was disturbed. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Is it on this statement? Large commonplace night. The shock of seeing the stabbed victim caused Mrs. B to drop the rose where she stood. I dropped my bouquet and ended up losing my way for a while. Because if this was found in front of their home, then I guess she could have seen it, but I don't know. I did leave this thing to go fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. What happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up... I didn't take my eye off the prize for a moment. I feel like I'm overthinking something. Okay, so what do you have so far? We have that they're... Because we're trying to find out how did the items appear where they were. Okay. So I can see the sound of Columbus's beat to drop the rose where she stood. Okay, I feel like I'm overlooking something and I'm gonna be on here for a while. Chaos, can you give me one small hint? Just a tiny hint. Tiny hint. Tiny hint. Because I feel like I'm overlooking something or thinking too hard on something. And watch it be the most like simplest shit and it's just going way over my head. My trusty really should make nothing so disturbed. Alright, Safeguard Jeff, thank you so much for stopping by. You have the idea, but wrong statement. Okay, so I have the idea. Something with the rose, but wrong statement. Okay, what happened was I dropped my bouquet and ended up... I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed. I did leave the scene to go and fetch help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing... Duh! Fucking duh! Fucking duh! Fucking duh! Duh! He... Okay, duh! I feel so dumb. I feel really dumb right now. I feel so dumb. Okay, I feel dumb. I feel so dumb. Okay. Duh. If the rose was moved, and if he was watching, how did the rose move if Rolly was watching the entire time? Do not... I'm right, because this is the best I can come up with right now. So you better not tell me that I'm wrong. Alright? Objection!
Objection!
Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong! Okay. That reveals a damning inconsistency, that last statement. Damning, you say? Yeah, As you count, still trembling your hand. Still wrong statement. It's on the final one since you'll... Oh, okay. Thanks. But I am right though, right? I am right though, right? It should still give it to me though. It should still give it to me. Low key. It actually still should give it to me. I didn't take my eye off the crime scene from. Okay, it still should give it to me because what he said. No, okay, no. I call bullshits. I call bullshits because it should still give it to me because she said, "Oh, my Rolly didn't take his eyes off the road. My Rolly's the greatest." But no, like Rolly, his ass was sleeping on the job apparently because he didn't see the roles get moved. Like, both of their statements literally say the same thing. So why did I get it wrong when I was right? I hate Ace Attorney games sometimes because they do this shit. Okay, presents the rose because I was right.
Objection.
Thank you. I was right. God damn it. You claimed Constable Beat there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be. What do you mean to say? In your testimony just now, Mrs. B, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime with the policeman assigned to that beat, the bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection.
Oh, you have a problem with that, Van Zeeks? Huh? Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked. But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described, no doubt it was blown in the wind across the street back into the gutter where it belongs. Meager?
Objection.
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact? Oh, yeah, why didn't he say anything? No one else approached the scene and nothing was removed from it. Ooh, yes, Suzato, thank you. Constable Beat swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. Oh, did he now? But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rolly... That's why... Look, Rolly didn't mention it because he fell asleep on the job. Rolly didn't mention it, I'm sure. No, because sadly, it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around. What are you talking about? Yeah, what are you talking? I'm lost. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrideb's book. Mr. Garrideb's copy of The Lion's Pride, which was thrown out of the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here on the west side of the street. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hands. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here at the scene of the crime on the east side of the street. But in fact, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house. There's no logical explanation for those things, unless somebody deliberately moved them. Did you, Patricia? Did you kill the lady? Or stab the lady? What? What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rolly's done something wrong. Well, not Patricia, but I mean, did either of you guys stab anybody? Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says. Wittering on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking, that's what it is. Oh good, Mrs. Garrideb's come around. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrideb. But deliberately meddling with the scene of a crime is a criminal offense. It's called, tampering, Mr. Naruhodo. Tampering with the crime scene. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it. For a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
tampering, you've barely heard the term before. Look, we are a very smart Nipponese friend, sir. Tell us, my learned friends, who would possibly have had cause to carry out such an elaborate deception? Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence and all the testimony points to that one particular... I don't know who it is. I do not know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't. Counsel, I must demand that you must substantiate this conjecture. Who are you saying is responsible for tampering with the scene of the Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Okay, I do not know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay. Process of elimination. This is Rose's edition of examination summonation. This is my version of examination summonation. All right. Obviously, it's not Susato. Well, it's not the wife because she left the scene. Yeah, so it's not Susato. It's not Mr. Strongheart. It's not Inspector Gregson. It's not Soseki because we're proving he's innocent. So it's not him. It's not Mrs. Wilson. It's not Mrs. Beats. Rolly was there, so he's a potential culprit. It is not the victim. It's obviously not Van Zieks. It's not Herlock Sholmes, even though he's omnipresent. Now, that leaves us with the Garridebs and Rolly. But everything was different when she came back. Yeah. So I know everything was different when she came back. And they said that when they were there, they only saw they saw Mr. Soseki, they saw him, and then they saw the lady. That's it, right? That's it. So that's it. That's all they out. So they're gone. So it can't be them because they were dealing with the fire. So who could it be? None other than Mr. Rolly Beta.
Take that!
Obviously, and that concludes my summonation examination. Rose's edition. Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beat. It was you. What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard? What nonsense. Why would my Rolly do something like that? There's no one straighter than my husband. No Bobby works more tirelessly for the people of London. Mrs. Beats, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it. You're making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies. What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
Objection!
No, he didn't. If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it. Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene. Well...
Objection!
Van Zieks is angry, but I'm about to win. First, you make accusations about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations lack one very important thing. And you claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there's only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something. That's right, he's right. But my husband and I just happened to be there, that's all. So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense. Okay, no. It can't be that. You offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats. Constable Beat had a very good reasoning for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair. Mr. Naruhodo, have you managed to solve this mystery? Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer. If you are mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged. With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering. Yes, my lord. See, Constable Beat's motive for tampering with the crime scene was to hide where the book fell, where the bouquet fell, where the victim fell. Oh, okay. Why would he move the bouquet? Why would he move the bouquet? So the bouquet originally was at the window, and then it magically appeared on the other side, right? So, like, if it was under the window, was it? He didn't want to hide where the victim fell, right? No. Where the book fell? Was to hide where the book fell. I feel like I'm overthinking this one. I'm a little lost, but okay. Okay. So obviously, the bouquet holds a huge thing. She dropped it in front of the window, and that's where coincidentally the book would have been dropped if things were thrown out the window, right? So why would he move it? It was there, and he moved it across over on the other side. You are? I know I am. What got moved as a whole? Wait. No. It can't be the victim. He's not that strong though. He could not move the victim. No. Cause then that would explain how the knife got on the lady's back. No, but no. It's not the victim. It can't be, because they saw the victim. That was the whole point. They got there, they saw the lady, right? And then she left to go get the things, and then things were moved. Unless they saw the victim originally at that spot. Did he want to have the victim in his jurisdiction? Bruh, wait, is it where the victim fell? Because that actually makes a lot of sense. He may have wanted the victim in his jurisdiction so then he can get promoted to inspector or some shit. I don't know. Like, is it? No. Oh shit! Yo, where the victim fell. Okay. Wait, no. Where the victim fell to the ground? That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs? Wait, what? Where the victim fell... What do you mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start. Didn't we? Wait, what? On the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember? What? It was right here, as if anyone didn't... What? I'm so confused. Because the bodies were the X that they say it is. It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know. That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all. What? What? Because that actually makes sense now, with the books and everything dropping. I'm beginning to wonder where this tumultuous trial will end, Counsel. If that is your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friends. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening? Did he flip the flower to mess up the details? Maybe, actually. The crime scene took place here, right there. That spot. I'm not wrong. It's that spot.
Take that!
But that's the right spot. On the opposite side of the road. I don't understand. She did mention she had terrible sense of direction, but even then, like, the body was there. On the evening in question, Mr. Garrett's book fell directly down from the open window above. Hey, KD Gamer, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the raid. And also, those of you that haven't followed KD Gamer, please give them an awesome follow, and I hope you had an awesome stream. See, Mr. Garrett's book fell directly down from the open window above. And your bouquet, Mrs. B, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself. Good gracious. Good gracious indeed, because that went over my head. Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard. But these witnesses both saw the moment the attack took place. That's right, I saw it with my own eyes. It was 5 o'clock in the evening and already dark. There was the typical London fog on the grounds. When he saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid, that was actually on the west side of Briar Road. No, that's not true. It can't have been. Constable B then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. Yes, see? Oh my god! Okay. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim, herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road. Extraordinary. But the constable overlooked one thing. What? What did he Oh. Are you okay, Rolly? His demeanor changed. Are you okay, Rolly? The bouquet, I presume. Exactly. The prosecution told the court just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet. Lord Van Zeek said it wasn't noticed until the morning as it lay where the street lamps cast no lights. Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously. Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found in its original position on the pavement on the west side of Briar Road, which that would actually make sense now. Okay. Now things are getting clear now, okay. And that is the defense's theory about what really happened that evening. How do you respond? Constable Rolly Beats. Oh shit, oh boy, here it comes. He's gonna explode, here we go. Well, I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything? Oh, you're not- don't do the sleepy boy act. We caught you. We caught you. Oh, Rolly. It isn't true, is it? What the lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know. He's not upstanding. His character's gonna change. I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did that night. Everything come out. Everything exposed. What? Ding! Ding, 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 ding! Only it seems it wasn't a dream at all. Good golly! Ordar! Oh, whoa, what on earth is the meaning of all this? Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this? Moving a corpse is a criminal offense. Well, she's not dead. She's in a coma. Wishing the victim dead should be one too. Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London Town. I can't say, sir. What? I really am ever so sorry about all this. For damaging the Yard's reputation for everything. It's kind of making me uneasy that he hasn't blown up yet, because per Ace Attorney history, the accused usually starts to blow up, and he hasn't yet. So it's making me concerned. I have a possible explanation for why on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason. What? How could you possibly know? You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman? And yet, Lord Van Zeeks, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truths of the matter thus far. Ooh, I get burned, bitch! Your Nipponese friend is about to solve this case, thank you. Thank you. I believe it would be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory. Counsel for the defense, if you please. Yes, my lord. Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence. Yes, at once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions. What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions? Okay. I thought it was gonna give me, like, the usual, like, wordy options, but it's not. So, okay. Ow. Okay. A large knife can be seen pressing victim's back. Yeah, he moved it. I want to say it's the warrant card. I'm saying it because in the ruling it says that he can't be like, if there's something that happens outside of his jurisdiction, right, he won't be able to be involved in it. But if it happens in his jurisdiction, then he can help with the case. Right? And then that in turn, it could get him a promotion, and then he can become an inspector, right? So I would think that would be the motive, to be able to have a crime scene in his jurisdiction, so then he can get brownie points for it, and then potential promotion for investigating the body and, you know, doing all that stuff and doing his duty and stuff like that. So want to say it's the warrant card, because the rose I don't think has anything to do with it, because she already had the rose, right? It's not like he stole the rose from the lady, you know, like, oh my god, stab, give me the rose, you know, like, it's not like he stole the rose from the lady. Like, she already had it. So there's that. These photos, they're nothing. The knife is in the lady's bag, is nothing. He doesn't want my badge. Obviously not the book, because the book's not. It has to be the warrant card. It has to be the warrant card. I'm gonna be mad if it's wrong. Do not be wrong, because I'm right.
Take that!
Yes! Yes! I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan. Which is why all this information about London's so-called bobbies is completely new to me. I've learned that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example. Keeping the peace, looking after the citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly. But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special. Special? How? On account of this bouquet, my lord. Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary. Oh, you caught on, didn't you, Van Zeeks? Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal, when he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road. Presenting the rose also works with what you'll see here. Really? Okay. That means I could have got it. Fuck this game. That means I could have got it wrong. Oh, wait. Was the body originally on his jurisdiction? And then he moved it so then it wouldn't be on his jurisdiction? So then he can... Oh, wait, no! He's not a scum after all! He actually wanted to have a good anniversary, and then he wanted to have a good time with his lady! Oh! Okay. Okay, I think that was in his jurisdiction originally, and he took it out. So he doesn't have to deal with that shit. Oh, shit. Okay, I theorize a lot. My theories change, but it's fun. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind? But just on that one particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding. Oh my god, I feel so bad. Oh my god. Mrs. B puts up with a lot being married to a Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh my god. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to lend to me earlier. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says, when a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detect. Oh, see, at least I was on the right thought pattern with that, though. Oh boy, Constable Beat. Is that or is that not the reason why you moved the whole scene of the crime that day? Aw, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it.
KDGamer_SKGOMG, thank you for 12 months. Wait, 1 year has gone by?
Right?
What's this?
For real, it's been a while, but thank you so much. We appreciate it. 1 year is a long time, though. Yes. Everything you said, it's alright. So that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beats. Oh, yeah. Exactly. To summarize, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat. Good gracious. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done? It was the first time since I became a copper that I'd ever cursed God. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on this beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight of all nights? Why? Now I feel bad for him. Oh. It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then when I opened my mouth to speak. It just came out. I couldn't believe the words that were coming out of my own mouth. This is the next beat to mine, Pat. So you'll have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Meerschaum Street and then yeah. Oh boy. Rolly. Come on. Oh my god, he's crying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh. Oh, Constable. I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner. Oh, Rolly. Just that one night. You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. Just across the street to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care. To write snotty characters who seem clueless but have the motive be true love after all. That's really good. All he did was tamper with evidence. That's yeah, all he did was move the potential dead body. There's no big deal, right? Come on. You see, I thought, well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see. I beg your pardon? Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my Raleigh would never have left the poor a woman on the freezing cold pavement. I see your meaning now. Oh, the judge thought he killed her. But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? Oh, that's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat. Oh no, Raleigh, that was all my fault. I should have never dropped it in such a dark place. I am so sorry, Rolly. Oh boy. And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from the one side of the road to the other in total? Oh, 4 it was. Yes, sir, definitely 4. 3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course. But what made you place that book in the victim's hands? When all the others were scattered haphazardly around, I mean. Oh, well, son, that's because that's how I found it. How you found it? What do you mean? When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hands. You're sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, that the victim was holding? Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir. Interesting. The 4th book's information has been updated in the court record. Okay, now with that, I think this is a good spot for me to end. I know everyone is going to not like this, but it's 12:17. I have an early day tomorrow, which I am not going to like. But wait, not this one. Alright, but don't worry. Next week, I will be back on my Ace Attorney adventures and stuff like that. Thank you guys so much for dropping by. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, it's time for me to go. I need to get some rest for an early day at work tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'll see you later and have an awesome night. Bye-bye.